All right. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Let's share this. Okay, we should be good. Everything should be good. Hey, Kat, how are you? Happy Tuesday. Oh, I can't believe it's Tuesday again already. I feel like the week's just flying by. Hey, Lynn. Hey, Crystal. How's everybody doing today? How's everybody's Tuesday? Hey, Tanya. Hey, caller. What is stuck on my hand? I have hair on my hand. I'm falling apart. Hey, Jenny. How's it going? Finally warming up here in Houston. It's going good. How's everything going down there for you? I saw that it's getting warm, so everything's melting. You got power back. Everything good for you? Hey, Natasha. Hey, Reza. It was like super nice out today. Almost got up to like 60 degrees here today. Let's see here. Where's the weather? Yeah, I mean, it's still 45 degrees today, and it's going to be tomorrow is supposed to get down to 37, but other than that, we're 40s into the 50s. So hopefully spring is here. I would like for spring to be here. I'm over winter. I live, in a state that has winter. Although I was just listening to the most recent episode of A Mouthful with Nick and Dustin. Excuse me. And they were talking about, possibly moving or where they're going to move to. And Nick was like, I want to live somewhere, or it'd be nice to live somewhere again that doesn't have state income tax. And so I left a comment and I said, South Dakota doesn't have state income tax. I'm just saying. And money goes a lot further here than it does in Florida. Just saying. Yes, sir. I'm blessed that none of my pipes burst. Well, that's good. I'm glad to hear that everything's going good for you. Hey, Lily. 70 here in Louisiana. Yeah, literally last week it was -20 with a -40 degree wind chill. And today it got up to almost 60 degrees. So it's 100-degree difference in a span of a week, which is just insane. I ran some errands and there were people just out in shorts because it's, apparently short weather already. Happy Tuesday. Waiting for dinner. Florida's weather is nice. Very nice. What are you having for dinner, Kat? Hey, Dee. Speaking of taxes, I get my refund on the 25th. Natasha, I got mine today. I already got mine today. I was like, oh, yay. I got a notification. And I was like, why am I getting a notification? Payday's not till Friday. And then I looked at it. I'm like, oh, my taxes are here already. Yay. Love taxes. Cod. You having cod for dinner? Nice. Yeah, I know. I can't believe it came already. I think they said after I filed, it'd be about 21 days. And it was here today. And I just filed on the 12th. So only 11 days. Looking good. Well, thank you, caller. Going to be 77 in Baton Rouge tomorrow. It was 27 a few days ago. Yeah, this weather is just insane. I heard that possibly, Jenny, correct me if I'm wrong, but they said something that there might be another storm coming through Texas again. Hopefully not. I don't think that Texas needs any more storm. I think, they've dealt with enough already, but I heard that there might be a storm possibly coming through again. I filed on the 5th. You filed on the 5th and are you doing direct deposit though, Natasha? Or are you doing an actual check? I just filed my taxes yesterday. I hope they come quickly. Yeah, I always file my taxes as soon as I can just because I'm the sooner I get it in, I don't have to wait anything. And thankfully, I live in a state where there's not state income tax, so I don't have to file a tax or a refund for state, so it doesn't take as long. Because when I lived in Nebraska, I had to do both. And then I filed my federal taxes, and that went through. And they're like, your state's not accepting returns yet. You have to wait to file on this day for your state ones. I'm like, are you serious? Plus, on top of that, you have to pay to file your federal and pay to file your state. So I only have to pay to file the federal one, which is nice. Also, weather here today was so nice. Spring day. Yeah, same here. It was super nice out today. All the snow is starting to melt in Illinois. My driveway is squeaky clean. I wish my driveway was, but my driveway faces north, and so it doesn't get really any direct sunlight for the most part. So I was like, I wish that my driveway was facing towards the sun, but it doesn't. Does anyone know if Tiger Woods is doing okay? I don't know anything about what's going on with Tiger Woods. Direct deposit. I went on my bank account and it showed the thing pending, so that's enough for me. Right? I mean, at least it's pending, so that way it's on its way. I heard that, but I think it won't be as bad. At least that's what ABC 13 Weatherman said. I'm praying he's right. Well, I'm like, weather people just lie. I'm just putting that out there. It's like, it's the one job that you can literally get on TV and be like, it's going to be sunny and 70 tomorrow. And then all of a sudden, like a giant thunderstorm rolls through and they're like, oops, my bad. But then they get to keep their job, even though they lied to you. He was in surgery, got in a car accident. Oh, okay, yeah, I haven't been online. I'm late because I was at the casino. Because I went to go use my free play at the casino, and I got there and it said I had $0 in free play. So I'm like, why don't I have any free play? And then I went up to the concierge lady and I was like, can you tell me why I don't have my $10 in free play? I want my free money. And so she looked at my account and she's like, well, sir, you've spent $0 here this year. And I'm like, oh, okay, fine. And then that, yeah, I was like, that's rude. Just give me my free money. Did you win? I did, and then I didn't stop. So my bad. But at the same time, I wasn't really like playing to win. I was just playing as much as I could to like get the points, so then that way I can get my free play again. But I mean, I was up for a while, and then lost it all. But I mean, I was there for like 2.5 hours. So I did not lose a lot. So, but now I'll get my free play again, and that's all that I really cared about. And then I will win all my money back with my free play. At least that's what I'm telling myself. But I was like, fine, you can have a little bit of money, casino, so I can have my free play back. One arm bandit got you. Yeah. I should have walked away, but I was like, no, I don't want to. Hey, everyone. Boy, it was super icy here this morning. Tomorrow's going to warm up. Hey, Bree, how are you? It was like that last night. It was super icy here last night because it was so nice. I mean, everything started to melt yesterday, but then it got down to like 27 at night. So then it all started to freeze again, but then it warmed up again today. So hopefully everything, I mean, it's probably, I don't think it's going to get super cold again tonight. So I don't think it'll freeze back over, but I'm sure some spots will. So I love winning money on free play. I know free play is the best. Like, I just want my free play and then it'll be all good. Hey, Raph. Everything is going great. How are you, Raph? I missed you the other day when I hopped on Dead by Daylight. Hopefully, I know Smudge told you to at least watch the first match so you can hear me screaming, because it's been a while since I played and I got very excited. And there was a lot of screaming involved during the first match. It was 40 degrees here in Minnesota. Last week it was 30. Yep, same here, Chantel. Yep. I mean, you're just right next to me. I'm over in South Dakota, so. Hey, American Princess. I hope everyone is having a great day. I'm having a great day. I hope you are having a great day. I hope everyone is having a great day. I heard it was amazing. Sorry I missed it. Been dealing with stuff. You're good, Raph. I mean, you're not going to be able to make every stream. I totally get it. But then, they're up there for you to go back and watch and to listen to me scream whenever you have time. But what does everybody want to talk about today? I haven't been on Twitter. So I know Trisha Paytas was calling out David. Was she calling out David Dobrik again? I I don't know. I was just trying to catch up on Nick and Dustin's podcast, so I was just listening to like what they have to say about their whole situation and everything. And I was like, oh, I was doing that while I was eating because I got food on the way home, and I was like, I need to eat before I go on live because I am starving. But yeah, I need a haircut again too. It's all messed up again, and it's all like falling one way, and I don't know. I don't know. It is what it is. I'm not too worried about it. Let's see. Let's go through Twitter. Let's see. What have I missed, you guys? What do we need to talk about? Not much going on. Typical Trisha stuff. Nate supposedly got him a new girlfriend. I did see that Nate got himself a new girlfriend. So I mean, good for him. He's moving on. I mean, Jeffrey's moved on, or whatever you want to call it, with Andre when that was happening. So hopefully they're just both moving on. I've never heard of the DMV issues Dustin's dealing with. I know I heard him talking about issues with the DMV and like trying to get his license switched over, but I don't know exactly what's going on with him. But I did hear about like the whole situation with Nick and his divorce and them trying to make like, his entire like ID public. And I understand, you make some of it public or whatever, but the fact that they want to make his actual like ID number public is just ridiculous. Like, because you use that to open accounts, to verify things, and it's like that's a personal number that's not supposed to be available to other people. So I don't understand that at all. I don't know anything about drama as of late. What's been going on aside from Trish? That is, there's not been too much. There's the whole like Luscious and Rich drama, and then Dustin chimed in a little bit and shared his 2 cents. I think I have another video that I'm going to make about the situation because I think that people were. I don't think that people were misunderstanding what I was trying to say. People were misunderstanding what I was saying, and like they're like, it's just wrong for him to do this. And I'm like, it's up to the consumer at the end of the day to decide what they want to purchase. What value of one thing means to one person does not make it the same as it does to another person. And so what is he like? What he's doing, is it illegal? No. I mean, tacky. Yeah. I mean, it's not something that I would purchase. So, and I'm pretty sure, like, I'm listening back when he first started to pull those bags out. He said that he bought them from a store. And so it's not like he's pretending that he's like making these bags or anything like that. He said that he had purchased them, and if you want to purchase them, that they were going to be on his Depop and that he was going to autograph them. So, I mean, if you're a Rich Luck stan, you're going to want the purse that has his signature on it. If you're not, you're not. Or if you just want the purse, you Google like small little purse and find one. It's not like he's pretending that he's like this huge like handbag manufacturer and these are like high-end designer bags. Oh yeah, the Jeffrey drama. Oh yeah, Jeffrey and Hair by Jay. Hey, Truthy. How can anyone misunderstand what you said? It was so clear. Guess that when you already have your mindset, you hear what you want to. Yeah, and there were like people like, of course, like how much is Rich and Dustin paying you to say this? It's like, one, no one is paying me to say anything. The only one who is paying me anything is YouTube whenever I decide to actually make a video. And if people were paying me money, then I wouldn't be working a job outside of YouTube. So no one's paying me any money. It's sad that when you share your opinion on something and people don't like it and they're like, no, you need to be siding with the other person, then clearly you're getting paid by the opposing side to talk good about them. And it's not like I was talking good about Rich in the video. I literally said, is it illegal? No. But is it tacky? Absolutely. 100%. Like to, do what he does. Like, but he's not the only person that does stuff like that. And someone left a comment on my video. I was like, well, if it was anybody else, you would drag them. And I'm like, no, like, you could do whatever you want, but it's not like he's actually defrauding someone. And that's something that I'm going to talk about in the video, where I'm going to like go more in depth to that, because it's like, you got to watch what you say online. Hey, Saturn Moon. I, for one, wouldn't buy one of those bags. I would depreciate in value in my eyes. If I want a Sideshow Bob signature, I want the original Sideshow Bob, not the knockoff, right? I mean, if you're like a huge Rich Lux fan, that's going to be the reason that you're purchasing that bag. If you think the bag's cute and you just want the bag and you don't care about the signature, we all know how the internet works. It's not like this is, 30 years ago and you don't have access to the internet and to Google and, go onto eBay or go anywhere and like go onto AliExpress or something and find where these bags were actually like manufactured, or to find just the plain bag. Like before I put that video out, I literally just Googled fake mini Birkin bag, and I found the bags for sale somewhere between like 10 and 15, 28. I mean, there's a bunch of people who make the bags. So it's not like the store Trend Mall is the only one who has these bags. You can literally find them online from multiple different retailers. So I don't know. I was even thinking before I put that video to call the store and be like, can you tell me if this person is banned from your store? But also at the same time, like working retail, I understand, anytime people call for things that are not even have anything to do with your actual business, whether it's a prank phone call or, just a random spam call, it takes away from actually being able to help the people in your store. So I decided not to call the store. So I don't know. Like, I don't know where I was going with this, but you can find those bags online if you really want them. Bruce says, I wish they were paying me. People are so ignorant. God forbid you have your own opinion. Right? Well, I mean, Nick did say back in, the spring and summer that I was on the payroll, but it's been almost a year since I started gaming with Nick on Dead by Daylight, and I still have yet to get one of those payroll checks. And so, Nick, if you're here, Dustin, if you're here, I'm still waiting for my money. So give me my money. Yeah, I heard Nate has a long distance girlfriend now. Yeah, there was who I know I saw it in a Rich video where he was talking about it, but did Spill Sesh? I think Spill Sesh talked about it too. So I haven't really looked into it too much. With Nate not really being in, well, he's not really in Jeffrey's life at all. With Nate, not being with Jeffrey, I don't really feel the need to check up on him anymore, because it's not like he's a part of the community anymore. He doesn't have it, he has a social media presence still. I know when he did those sweaters and stuff and got called out about that. But I haven't really been following anything that he's been doing. So, if he continues to put out a clothing line and it has issues and stuff like that, then, it'll be something that I look into. But I just don't see a need to check up on him, because I don't really feel like he's part of the community anymore. But we'll just have to see what happens in the future. I heard Tiger Woods was in a bad wreck. I heard that too. I didn't find out about that until the live started, American Princess. I didn't even hear that Nate had a girlfriend now. Yeah, somebody said it in their video, like that the girl kind of reminds them of Jeffrey because she has like a bunch of tattoos and stuff. So. Your check is in the mail. I don't know. I think it got lost, Jenny. I think it got lost. Nick better cut you that check ASAP. Someone that dealt with those phone calls from gossip magazines at a store because of famous stars. Those questions are never answered. Yeah. Well, and I would just be like, I would probably just do something like, do you have a list of people who are banned from your store? It's kind of bizarre how Rich thinks he's that famous to be doing what he's doing like that. Child, have a seat. I mean, I'm fine with him doing it just like if anybody else wanted to do it. Because to me, at the end of the day, it comes down to the consumer. If you want to buy something from Rich with a signature, you're going to. If you're not, you're not. It's not like it's a necessity item. I know like people are like, oh, we'll talk about price gouging. To me, price gouging is when you increase the price, like what happened during the pandemic of sanitizers and masks. All of a sudden, a dollar's hand sanitizer became $50. A 50-cent mask became $50. That's price gouging because it's an item that's in demand that you're then increasing the price of. Nobody needs these bags. This is not a thing that you need to survive. This is a want, not a need. Just see here. What is that behind you? Are you talking about the candle holder? Yeah, this is my candle holder. Is Nate still a public figure though? Really? I mean, he has a business, and I mean, once you have a business and you're, the face of the business, like people know it's your business, then I feel like it makes you a public figure. I mean, that's my opinion, but I follow Nate on IG. He just posts pics of himself. He hasn't posted pics of his new girl, GF on IG. Yeah, I think it was on her Instagram. Nate's GF definitely does look like Jeffrey. Hashtag Bruce demands his money. It's rumored that Nate had a girlfriend sometime last year around like September. Yes, but I believe that this is a different girl that was from before. Ryland Adams rebranding the SIP podcast because he's mad he's part of the tea he talked about. Maybe you should have changed it to the drip. Yeah, so let's just talk about that too. Like, okay, your whole podcast is like centered around tea and spilling the tea and talking about other people. But since now you've become a hot topic again, then you're like, well, I mean, I know that Shane and I just don't really like it when people talk about us, so I don't really want to talk about other people. It's like, no, the only reason that you don't want to talk about other people is because you're being talked about, so then you have to talk about yourself, and you're probably tired of getting dragged about it. But now that you're going to go ahead and do this, you're going to get dragged even more. And then you rebranded it with the new like black and red, and you got rid of the old like icon and stuff that was part of it, but you literally still have the tea bag on your merch. And let's also talk about like those merch pictures. Like, okay, you're going to be putting out new merch, and you couldn't at least taken a lint roller and gotten the dog hair off before you posted the pictures. Like, really? My personal opinion, but or maybe it may have been around October 2020. I don't know. There, now you got your check. It's more of a collector's item, one could say. Yeah, exactly. Like, it's not something that you need multiple of. If you want a Rich Lux purse from him, you're going to get it. But again, like, there's no price gouging. Like, is it tacky to take a $20 purse and charge $60, $80 for it? Yes. But again, it's not a necessity item. Get your check. Get your check now that you've checked, paid and cashed. Having leg surgery, or he having leg surgery, Tiger Woods. Oh, okay. Well, hopefully the surgery is going well. He even made merch done through Jeffrey's Killer merch. Now, so now that's obsolete. Yeah, I mean, it's obvious that Shane and Ryland chose money over friendship with Trisha. Like, 100%, that is what it is. Ryland is a mess, period. But I'm not a good barometer. But I'm not a good barometer because I've never liked him or Shane. Well, I think it was Trisha who was dragging Ryland on TikTok, where she was like, "You're nobody. You're the fiance. Like, the only reason that anybody even talks about you is because of Shane. Otherwise, nobody would be talking about you." Which, I mean, she has a point. I mean, yeah, Ryland was on Clever News, but up until he got on Shane's channel and started his own channel, it's not like anybody was really talking about Ryland. That's some ugly merch, in my opinion. Right about the lint roller should have been used for taking those pictures. Yeah, I'm just like, this is literally the product that you're trying to sell to people, and you couldn't take a lint roller to it before you took photos and published it. Like, if it's in a video, you know, you're wearing it while you're living your life, I totally get it. But these are like your marketing photos. Like, imagine if you were out buying any kind of clothes and you're at a store and you look on like the actual posters in the store and there's like dog hair on the people's clothes. Like, his older Ryland merch has a cup of tea on it too. Exactly. Like, I mean, he's literally like, his whole like thing before, it was always like spill the tea, and I don't know what he could do for a podcast. Like, I mean, what do you talk about on a podcast besides like hot topics or talk about yourself? Like, unless you have like a specifically themed podcast for like, okay, this is the book podcast or this is the true crime podcast. Like, he needs to actually like sit down and decide what he wants to do on his podcast, because if you're just going to sit down and talk about whatever, most likely it's going to be things that involve yourself or your life or other people. Speaking of merch, Bruce should make candle holders with another day, another drama on them. Well, maybe someday, Bree, maybe someday. If I get into like the candle game now, people are going to be like, oh, Bruce is trying to copy Dustin and Nick. Of course, it's tacky. I mean, look who's selling it. He's tacky in general. Who would expect anything less from him? It's not like Rich is making you buy anything. People need to learn to make their own decisions. Exactly. 100%. Like, at the end of the day, it comes down to the consumer. And I said in my video too, what's the difference between just a basic t-shirt, like a Hanes t-shirt, and a t-shirt from Gucci? It's literally the label. You're paying for the label. Because I have some pretty nice soft Hanes t-shirts and they feel amazing. So, like, it's literally just the label. It's the name behind what you're purchasing. I believe Clever News has made a video on Ryland, which is ironic because he used to talk about them when he was part of it. Yeah, Caitlin, they did. Yep, I saw the video. Well, he's engaged to Shane, who's not the cleanest person out there. That's very true. But I mean, let's be honest, like the dogs that he has, they shed. Like, I understand it. So like whenever I see Shane or Ryland in a video and there's dog hair on them, you know, it is what it is. That's what happens in life when you have a pet. But these are like, you're supposed to like, these are your merchandise photos that you're advertising for people to come by. I would buy that candle holder. I couldn't make it through 5 more minutes, I couldn't make it through more than 5 minutes around his podcast. I mean, I haven't, I watched the one where he talked about Trisha and the drama like that. And then I obviously, I went back and I watched the one where he talked about this whole situation with him and Lizzie. And then after Trisha was calling out Jeffrey, I went back and I watched the one where Jeffrey called in and talked about the whole situation. And then also the one that he was on there, just to like hear what they were saying about everything. But I mean, I really haven't been paying attention to like their podcast. So, I mean, it's obvious that he can't, like, I mean, if you want to be a person that talks about hot topics and you want to be a part of the community, then you have to be ready for people to talk about you. I mean, he should know by now already that people are going to talk about him anyways, because people have been doing it for the past 3 years or whatever, that him and Shane have been doing videos together online. People are going to talk about you, especially you're attached to Shane. And anytime Shane's involved in any kind of drama, it's going to automatically pull you in because you're his partner. Like, that's just the way that it's going to go. And plus, usually whenever there's drama involved, Ryland likes to jump in because he doesn't want people to tray him. Dog hair merch is probably the least worst that... Wait. Dog hair merch is probably the least worst that's probably in that house. Hey, Ao. How late am I? I finally got a chance to catch on live. We've been going for about 30 minutes so far. From experience selling on Poshmark, dog hair is no bit. From experience talking, I cannot read. From experience selling on Poshmark, dog hair is a big no-no when taking product pictures because it's not going to sell. Exactly. Like, if you're buying something from Poshmark, from Depop, from eBay, and you look at the photo and there's literally like dog hair on the shirt or the pants or anything that you're going to purchase, you're just going to go ahead and click on to the next one because you're like, no. Because if you couldn't take the time to clean this item before putting it online to try to make money from it, then that's probably going to be how it's going to arrive. My opinion, that's what I would do. Ryland needs to do what he always does, sit in the background and stay quiet. Sit in the background, stay quiet, and talk about money. Talk about how expensive things are. Talk about how much he wants things. You know, all that stuff. I don't know. I made a video a while back about Ryland where he exposed himself and how like he always gets all this like negative attention from videos that he does with Shane because everybody like plays a character. But when you go back and you like look at everything, it's like, okay, so you watch Morgan in the videos that she's done with Shane and with Ryland, all the videos, and you look at her own videos, she seems to be like the same person. You look at like when Garrett's in the videos and you go to his videos, he's the same person that he is in all those videos. You look at Ryland in his videos versus him in Shane's videos, he's the same person where he's always talking about designer items, talking about money. And the other day, like I had my autoplay going on YouTube when I was cooking something, and it started to play one of the old episodes of the first series with Shane and Jeffree Star, where they were doing the palette pitch before they even came out with like the whole conspiracy series. And when they're talking about like how much money you could make in a day, and just like Ryland asked like a question, and then Jeffree's like, oh, we can like basically like how much can he make? And then Jeffree's like, well, it's cut because there's so much stuff to go like into this. And Shane's like, no. So then Ryland asks again, well, like how much money could he possibly make? It's like, okay, we know that there's a lot of money in makeup, but you keep asking all about money and talking about money. I don't know. It's so at first I started to believe like maybe this is a character. But then the more I started to watch and like everything that he does and says, I'm like, I don't know if it's so much a character as just like what he's really like. But again, my opinion. I can't do influencer podcast. I need to keep my sanity. I stick to a true crime podcast. Hey, Jennifer. Yes, I'm so glad I caught this live. Hey, T, how are you? I don't know. So, I mean, the more I like look back on things, because, you know, you sit and you think about things, you're like, you know, maybe that's more of like who they really are to begin with. But I mean, ideas, you know, switch, and I don't even know where I'm trying to go with this, but that's because that's what he actually cares about. I noticed that then too. Money that he isn't bringing in on his own. What was he doing before Shane? Was he a part of BuzzFeed? So he was a part of Clever. He was part of like the Clever news people. And yeah, like, let's be honest. The reason that Ryland has the career that he has right now is because of Shane. Like the reason that he has the millions of subscribers on his YouTube and like what that maybe 200,000. Let me see here. Oh, wrong one. Let's see here. What is he at? So he has 167,000 on the SIP. And then he has 4.18 million on his regular YouTube channel. Like, the reason that he has that big of a following is because of Shane. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Could he maybe have possibly gotten there someday? Yes, you know, but you're, you know, looking at years of doing YouTube videos to get to that kind of following. So it's not like Shane got to 20 million subscribers overnight. He's been doing it for like 13 years. But like Ryland and even Morgan's like careers would not have happened if it wouldn't have been for Shane. And now they are making way more money than most likely most people their age. And so really they owe all of that to Shane. So I don't know where I was going with this, but yeah, it's like, money that he's not making. Yeah, he wouldn't be pulling in any of this money if it wasn't for Shane. So, and with Shane not being monetized, or maybe he did, I don't know if he did get remonetized. I know that YouTube switched their monetization things, like where even if your channel is demonetized, they can still put ads on it. They just won't pay you for it. They just take all the ad revenue for themselves. But if Shane's still not remonetized, making any kind of money off his videos, then Ryland's really the only source of income that they have, except for like the merch and stuff. So really, like Shane is lucky that he has Ryland's income coming in. Should have called the conspiracy palette cash grab. Listen, here's Bruce. Saw you get a makeover. Says you get a makeover. Comes to return with it. Yeah, Terrence, get ready for your makeover. Nobody would know who Ryland was if it wasn't for Shane. Exactly. Please don't forget to like the live. Thank you, Lily. There's too many famous people. Wait, there's too many famous, boring people. That's true. I'm over flex culture. Also declutter videos. You know, the ones that I'm throwing away over 150 eye palettes, just wasteful. Yeah, like if you have that many palettes and you know you're not going to use it for a video, and you know like you're not going to use it like at all in general, just like don't like keep it. Like take it to a shelter, like to like a women's shelter, or to like anywhere that you can give it to for free for people to actually use, instead of just holding on to it for 2 years and be like, oh, I have so many things, let me just throw them all away, because that could have really like helped somebody out who needed it. Hey, Chispa. Does anyone know what happened to Sanders Kennedy or any updates? I have not seen anything about Sanders. I know he hasn't posted anything. Let's see. I haven't seen anything on him from Twitter. Let's see here. Kennedy Sanders? No. What is Sanders Kennedy's? Did he deactivate his Twitter? Oh, wait, hold on. What was that? No, there's an account suspended. Let's see. I don't know what Sanders Kennedy's Twitter is. It's not popping up. So I wonder if he deactivated it. Shane is Ryland's sugar baby now. It's yeah. I mean, Ryland. I mean, unless Shane is making a killing off of merch still, and unless his channel got remonetized, I don't know of what other income Shane would have. I mean, unless he was basically just lying to everybody in all of his videos about being poor and not investing his money. I mean, the only thing that he has for income that I would be aware of would be his channel and his merch sales. So, since Ryland has rebranded the podcast, is that why the timestamps are gone? Oh, that I'm not sure, American Princess. I don't know why the timestamps would be gone. Because that would be something that you'd go in and you'd edit in the actual description of the video. So I don't know why the timestamps would be gone. I know some do take old but still good makeup to shelters, and they give to their friends and family. But I have about 10 pallets. That's too many for me, right? And like some of these influencers are literally sent pallets upon pallets, like sometimes a day. Like, I mean, the only videos of I would watch back in the day, or not back in the day, the only videos that I watched recently of Tati before she left. So well, I guess, I mean, that would have been about 2 years ago. Were her like unboxing PR videos that she would do with either her stepson or her husband, because I enjoyed those more than a lot of her other videos. But I mean, I'm not watching Tati for makeup advice, because I don't, that's not what I'm there for. I don't need makeup advice. Like, and the only reason that I watch James's videos is because, who knows what he's going to say in them. But I mean, Tati has always been extremely professional on her channel, so there really wasn't much in her videos that you could like pick up on. So I would just watch her PR unboxing videos. I mean, and she would unbox like 50 some things, like boxes a week, if not more. So, I mean, I can't even imagine the amount of like products that people have that they're not using, that they should just take right to a donation center. But that's just me. I wonder what happened behind the scenes with Sanders. I don't think he's been on social since last summer. I wonder what happened to make him be gone so long. I mean, I'm wondering if there was some kind of like legal action that was taking place behind the scenes. I mean, I don't know anything. This is just my opinion, my speculation. But I mean, to say that there was, an investigation that was happening with the police to the point where people were calling the police department to verify that there was an actual investigation. I don't know if somebody would take that very lightly, but I mean, who knows, my opinion. But I mean, I know that Sanders has taken breaks in the past too. I believe like to, deal with himself. And I think he took like time off for like to be with his dad or something, if I remember correctly. I'm not 100% sure, but I mean, I'm sure he'll be back eventually. I mean, he has a large platform, and so I feel like he'll be back at some point, but maybe he's just taking time for himself. I don't really know. But I can't even find his Twitter anymore. And I thought I sent him a DM at some point, but I can't even find it in my DM, so I don't even know. I thought his like wasn't it like Kennedy_Sanders? I don't remember. Sorry, I'm useless. So I'm not sure exactly what happened to Sanders. I guess Sanders went the way of the tea triggers. Hey, sorry I'm late. Going for my walk. Hey, Leah. No, not you, Siri. Stop it. Sorry, one sec. Yeah, it's either been deleted or deactivated. He just went ghost, and usually returns after a while. I loved her unboxing videos. Yeah, I found the unboxing videos like my favorite videos, just because I mean it was like new stuff, and she's like, oh, like I've been waiting for this. Like, oh, this is cool. So I don't know. I just like the unboxing videos, but that's just me. Sanders Kennedy, when drama channels lose credibility 100. I love Tati's makeup videos. I actually miss her videos so much. She taught me a lot about how to apply makeup. Well, and I mean, I just didn't watch them for that, because it's not like I'm putting on makeup. I know some people will be like, well, you could use some. But I mean, obviously, like she's definitely helped a lot of people out for sure. But that wasn't really the reason I was watching her. I think Shane was taking legal action against him, which, in my opinion, seems a bit unfair. There are so many people reporting the situation. Seems like Sanders was the only person Shane could take action against. Well, and like you never want to be like, it's like the whole without a crystal ball situation. I mean, she wanted credit so bad about breaking the Tati story, and look at where that landed her. Like, give me my credit. I want my credit. Okay, here's your credit. And Tati sure did make sure that she paid attention to that. So, I mean, you got to be careful what you wish for. She wanted the credit and she wanted the attention. So, like when you break a story like that where, you know, it's pretty serious allegations, that's going to be the person who, if it's not true, everything falls down on. Like, that's 100% the way it goes. I miss Tati too, but I'm sure keyboard warriors would make any return of hers hell. I mean, I feel like Tati, like I feel like she still has a lot of supporters, and I don't know like how much hate she would get. I mean, obviously, would she get some? 100%. But I feel like there are a lot of people who do really enjoy her and want her opinions on things. So if she came back, I could definitely see Tati. Yeah, she would get hate for sure, but I mean, should obviously get the love too. I mean, that's the same thing with Shane. Like when Shane comes back, he's gonna get hate 100%, but then he's gonna have his diehard ride or die people supporting him. So, and there's really not much you can do, especially when you're involved in such a huge drama scandal situation like they were, or like she was. Like you're gonna have hate when you come back, no matter what. That's just the way that it's gonna go. Shane might have some investment. I don't buy his poor narrative anymore. Oh, by the way, I love the shirt. Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, and even that house that he was living in California, like the first house that they just sold before they bought this one, but it was listed at like, was it 2.5 million? Was like, I think it was 2.5, maybe 1.5 million. I don't know. It was $1 million house. You're living in $1 million house. You're not poor. Like if you were living in like a $50,000 house, $100,000 house, okay. I mean, if you are renting because you can't afford to take out a mortgage or any of that stuff, you know, then I would believe I'm poor. But you know, you're getting millions of views on your YouTube channel every week. You're making in a week what some people make in a month, what some people make in a year, you're making in a week. So this whole like, I don't have as much money as Jake Paul does. Okay, well, a lot of people don't have as much money as Jake Paul does, but you have a lot more money than 75% of people do. Like, hey Bruce, Shane should have been investing his money. Yeah, he should have. Like, and when you're making as much money as he was, like, I mean, he was making millions a year. There's no way that he wasn't. Yeah, he wasn't getting like sponsorships like he was, but he was pulling in the views. He was making millions. And at that point, if you don't have a financial advisor, then all of that falls on you. That's nobody's fault but your own. Like the only way that it's not your fault is if you had a financial advisor and they took all of your money and they lost it. But that's, you know, my opinion. But yeah, when you're making that kind of money, where's your financial advisor? For me, the difference was Sanders was saying a police investigation was going on against Shane and he wanted the victims to contact him. No other T channels were doing that. Well, I think Jenny didn't, without a crystal ball, do that though. I thought that she said the same thing, to like reach out to me and I'll pass along your information. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that 100%, but I thought that was a thing, but I'm not 100% sure. If everyone has learned something in the Sanders situation, it's important to be accurate then first. I forgot about without a crystal ball said that too. Well, and yeah, you want to be as accurate as possible. And if you're going to be talking about something that you're not 100% sure on, then one, either A, don't talk about it, or B, be like, hey, like this is my opinion. None of this is fact. This is what I believe. This is what I'm thinking. But as soon as you put out those words, there's a police investigation happening, then there's no opinion. That's just straight fact. If you said something along the lines of, I believe there should be one to happen, I believe one needs to happen, that is you stating what you think needs to happen or should happen, not that there actually is one going on. Like the whole situation with Zoe Laverne admitting that she was kissing a 13-year-old. She's 19. He's 13. Why is there not some kind of investigation going into that? If that was a 19-year-old male kissing a 13-year-old female, I feel like there would definitely be an investigation into that. They need to rule on jurisdiction in the Tati versus Without a Crystal Ball case ASAP. American Princess, if you have not been watching Emily D. Baker talk about the Without a Crystal Ball Tati situation, the reason that they haven't ruled on jurisdiction yet was I was watching her video the other day, and I think she said that, I don't know the exact number, but somewhere between 30 and 40 different things have already been filed right now, just fighting about the jurisdiction thing. And like, we haven't even gotten into the actual lawsuit. There's like been like 30 or 40, 20, 30, 40. I don't know. There's been a lot of things filed back and forth, and they're just fighting over jurisdiction. So we haven't even gotten to the actual like lawsuit yet. So until they can like rule on jurisdiction, but they keep going back and forth, like doing different declarations and like statements and like all this stuff. It's like I know Tati has the money. Tati has the money to keep this going as long as she needs to. I don't, that's just me basing that off of how long she's been on YouTube and like views and, my personal opinion. I don't believe my opinion, so it doesn't get construed, that Without a Crystal Ball has the same amount of money as Tati. I mean, I could be wrong. Without a Crystal Ball could have more money than Tati. But I mean, I don't like, even if she does, to fight back and forth this much over, at this point, just jurisdiction has got to be costing them thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars at this point. There's no way that they're between, let's just say 30, we'll stick straight in the middle at 30. No, it's like 62 filings. Okay, 62 filings. So there's no way that this has not cost each of them a minimum of $100,000 at this point. A minimum. And I believe it was Without a Crystal Ball's lawyer who filed that like 306-page thing, declaration, statement, whatever it's called. It takes time to write up 306 pages. I know a lot of them were screenshots and stuff, but at the same time, you have to go back and you have to make sure you have all the screenshots. You have to like document everything that you're talking about and say, see exhibit, whatever. And so you have to go back and you have to write up all of that. Like, there's no way that took, a couple hours. Like, that probably took days to do. So I would not surprise me if this, like, on both sides, I mean, they're easily over 100,000 in my opinion anyways. Like, it's insane. 62 filings. It's gotta be at least 100,000. Because what did Emily Baker say? Because Brown put in like how much she was like charging per hour or something in one of the statements. I thought, was it like $250 an hour or $350 an hour? 250? I don't know. So let's just do 100,000 divided by 250. I mean, that's only 400 hours. If he's charging $250 an hour, that's only 400 hours worth of work divided by 24. I mean, it's 16 full days. Well, here, let's do 400. Say he only works 8 hours a day. I mean, that's 50 days. And that's 50 days, 8 hours a day. And this started back in October. Didn't this start on like the day before Halloween or something? I could be wrong, but I thought that this started the day before Halloween. Brown charges like $450 per hour. I'm sure it's well over 6 weeks. Okay. Yeah, so 100,000 divided by 450 an hour. That's 222 hours divided by 8 hours in a day. If he's only working 8 hours a day, I mean, that's 20. Oh, that's 20. Yeah, so 27 days. So that's less than a month. And this has been going on, like, I believe it was October. I know that the big bomb dropped on Christmas Eve. So this happened before then. So I want to say they filed it. I mean, I don't remember the exact day. I'm not a human calendar. It was either like the last day of October or it was November. But I mean, again, that's only 27 days of working 8 hours a day. So if you think all of November, all of December, all of January, all of February, that's 4 months. There's no way he's only worked 27 days in 4 months, because that would only be 7 days. He only works 7 days a month. No, there's no way. And that's right. Yeah, 7 days. So I don't know. Like I feel like the only way that this turns out good for Without a Crystal Ball is if she ends up winning and Tati has to pay all of her attorney fees. Now, on the other hand, imagine if she loses and then has to pay Tati whatever the settlement decides she has to pay. And then if I don't remember if Tati was requesting lawyer fees as part of payment too. I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't request lawyer fees as part of payment if you win a case. Like, why not? Because then you get the money plus you get everything paid for. But I don't know if she was. But I mean, you're looking at lots of money. Lots of money. The judge said that she had never ordered a gag order. Yeah, I'm surprised, like, honestly, that there hasn't been a gag order yet, but I also at the same time haven't seen Without a Crystal Ball say anything online recently. Nothing's come across my Twitter timeline. The only way that I can see when Without a Crystal Ball says things on Twitter is when somebody screenshots them and shares them, because I am too lazy to go on to a different account to check for her, because after I made that first video on her and I literally said in the video, and I bet she'll block me after I make this video. And she did. Surprise. I mean, it's like Jeffrey asking people to hold them accountable and then turning off comments. Like, I don't think I said anything extremely rude about her in any way. I'm just speaking my opinion, but clearly she doesn't want to hear it. So I don't know if she's done or said anything, but I also haven't seen any like videos that people have shared about her or like any clips recently. And I'm not going to go back and I'm not going to watch. I mean, I feel like she does like 3 videos a day and a 2-hour live stream a day. Like, I don't have time for all that. I barely have enough time to put out 1 video a month. Like, I get that, it's her main source of income. So of course that's what she's going to be doing, putting out multiple videos a day. Totally understand that. But I mean, I don't have that time to go back and watch that. Nope. I'll just, hopefully somebody just put the cliff notes out there for me to view, because I'm not watching all that. One of the filings was around $40K that Brown did based on his hourly rate, if I remember correctly, from one of Emily's videos. Yeah. And I'm sure that had to be that 300-page filing. Like, that one could not have been cheap. So Without a Crystal Ball making an OnlyFans. Oh, Lord. I mean, if she wants to start an OnlyFans, she can start an OnlyFans. Not going to shame her. Make that money. She probably should have. It became a messy soap opera. The judge said that she did not want to give a gag order because she felt it was insulting to both plaintiffs' lawyers and defendants' lawyers. Well, I mean, but if you can't get people to stop talking about it, like, that's the one thing that I kept, like, every time, like, it was in, like, the Lorianne declaration, and then she talked about it, like, in a live where people were asking about it. She's like, I can't talk about it. I can't talk about it. But then you go on to talk about it. Like, so, but we'll have to see what happens after these new things were filed, because the judge said in their Zoom call, like, what we're not going to do is go back and forth online, and you need to resolve this, like, what I'm going to say is, like, actual adults, like mature adults, like, you're going to have these conversations, do it through, email, and resolve the situation so we can get through all of this. But we're not going to be doing this back and forth. And now apparently they're just going back and forth in email. So the judge did say for both sides to stop talking about it on Twitter. Yes. I still don't believe Tati will win, but she'll drag this until Without a Crystal Ball is penniless. Yeah, 100%. And I think I'm like 99% sure I said that when this first happened. And I know I've talked about it in other situations when we talked about, like, people suing people. It doesn't matter who's right and who's wrong. At the end of the day, it matters is who has the money. Like, whoever has the most money is going to win. If Tati loses out on $1 million, but ends up winning this because Without a Crystal Ball cannot afford to keep it going anymore, then that's what ends up happening. So at the end of the day, it's who's got the most money to keep it going the longest to make it turn in your favor. Because it's going to get to the point where, let's say, Tati does have more money than Without a Crystal Ball, and Without a Crystal Ball cannot pay her attorneys anymore to do the filings and stuff, then what is she going to do? Like, she's either going to do them herself, or she's going to say, you know what, I can't do this anymore. Can we just settle this out of court and be done with it? Like, I feel like that's going to be what happens. And that's what happens in a lot of cases where a big company sues a smaller company. They will just drag it out until you have no money and you settle for basically nothing. Social media and on YouTube. I don't follow KJ on anything. Has she said anything? Has KJ done any lives? I'm sure she has. I haven't checked for anything, Jenny. Like I said, I'm blocked on Twitter and I refuse to go onto a different account to check for her. Like, she's like that. I can't even keep up with all of this. So, I mean, thankfully, anything that I watch on it, Emily keeps, she goes through, she breaks everything down. And then True Sleuth's been covering it. Drama and Opinion's been covering it. So there's lots of people who've been covering it, but I'm like, I can't keep up with this. It's like a new filing every week. It's exhausting. I wonder if a year from we'll be talking about this. I don't know if it's going to last a year. I mean, you think if, we're well into 100,000 minimum each on each side already, and it's only been a couple months. Like, I mean, you're looking at $300, $400, $500, $600,000 for a year. Without her Crystal Ball OnlyFans, his route should go. She gets kicked off of YouTube. She'll start Drama OF. I mean, she can take it to Patreon. We'll see how well that's going. Do you think people might be sending money Without a Crystal Ball to help her with this lawsuit? Well, I know that she did put that her Cash App or whatever. It's like, if you want to donate, to me, this is going to be expensive, below one of her videos. I don't know if it's still there. I don't even know what video it was on. I know there's screenshots of it. I know I talked about it in a video. I mean, every channel has their ride or die fans, and she has 130,000 subscribers. So, I mean, I feel like, there's people who will send money to help her out. And if they have the money to do so, then good for them. But I hope it's not people who, are struggling and then turn around and sending money who can't afford to. But I mean, at the end of the day, it falls on that person. Just like at the end of the day, it falls on that person that's buying those bags from Rich Lux. If I was Tati, I would have sued KJ over what she said about her family too. KJ, 1 miles of line. Oh yeah, no, Jenny, that's in there. That's in there. This is that's all about the defamation and the defamation per se. All of that's in there. So far, we're still just arguing about jurisdiction. We haven't even gotten into the meat and potatoes of the entire lawsuit yet. The back and forth, I can't even imagine what the back and forth is going to be like when they're actually discussing what she said about James's family, how she was looking into Tati's family. And I can't even imagine what's going to come out when they start talking about that stuff. Sebastian Williams has been quiet on Twitter since January 1st. I don't know. That's strange. Oh yeah. I saw somebody ask what happened to Sebastian Williams. I don't know. He did that. Remember he did that video where he outed somebody as the alleged victim of James Charles. I know everybody knows who was in that video, the name he said, but I'm still not going to say it because, again, it's something that's never been proven, and it's not something that I'm going to share because until that person decides to come out and say who it was, then, I'm not going to say it. So, but he did that video, but then he came back, because he left for 2 months, then he came back, and then he hasn't posted anything since 3 months ago. So I don't know if he's just overdoing videos. Maybe he is just taking time off and spending time with his family. What's his Twitter? Is it Seabass Williams? Yeah. Yeah, he hasn't posted anything since 1/7, so it's been almost 2 months. So let's see, has he liked anything? Nope, he hasn't liked anything. So I don't really know what's going on. Maybe he's just done with the drama. Oh no, I'm knocking things over. Let's see, where was I? Where did I see? Where did I just read that comment about Sebastian Williams? You guys, I'm losing my mind. Oh, okay. That's truth. And there's some drama channels thinking that Nate is behind the hacking, or Nat is behind the hacking, which is weird to me. I don't even know what's going on with that whole situation about their like somebody having access to his email and sending emails from his account. Like, why is that not? That should be the number one concern. If somebody is in your law firm's email account sending emails that you said you didn't send, that should be your number one like concern. Like, there's an issue. What do you think of Luscious starting her drama channel? I've said in my Luscious videos, like, do whatever you want to do on your channel. It's your channel. I get it. But at the same time, she was dragging Nick and Dustin hardcore for talking about James Charles, talking about Jeffree Star, Trisha Paytas, Nikki the Dragon. And her big issue was, these people aren't talking about you. Why are you talking about these people? So I'm going to call you out because you're being a hypocrite. And then she now is doing drama talking about Jeffree Star, Nikita Dragon, James Charles, basically doing exactly what she was saying to Nick and Dustin. Why are you talking about these people when they're not talking about you? Now she's talking about these people who aren't talking about her. So, I mean, if you want to do drama. But when you already put out that statement saying, why are you doing this? And then you go and you do the same thing, it's just extremely hypocritical. But again, if she wants to do drama. But I mean, that's the biggest thing about the whole situation that stuck out to me. Like when she was calling out Nick, Dustin, Rich, these are people that you know or that you've met or that you've had issues with. They've talked about you on social media. You've talked about them on social media. You can, have your back and forth with them. But to call somebody out for talking about somebody who doesn't talk about them and then to go and do the same thing is extremely hypocritical. But that's my opinion. But I mean, I don't have anything against Luscious. I think Luscious is funny. I think her videos are funny. I watch her videos whenever something like pops up that I think I might be interested in. Obviously, these videos that she's been making about Rich, I've been watching because I'll have a response to one of those videos within like the next couple of days because there's just something I want to talk about in that. But I mean, she can do what she wants. But I mean, I'll always just have that in the back of my mind, about her saying that about them and then doing the exact same thing. Once all these stands and fans get involved, I got lost. I miss his channel. She needs to stick to makeup. I know I don't understand that reasoning. Her family isn't on social media. They shouldn't have said anything about them. Yeah. But okay. Well, everybody, that takes us to our hour mark. Again, sorry I was late tonight. Normally, I do these at 6 p.m. Central on Tuesdays, but like I said, I was at the casino trying to get some free play. I think the lawsuit is making us see the difference about commenting versus just hateful stuff. Oh yeah, for sure. I think some people will learn to be very careful with the words that they say, or to make sure that they are constantly stating that this is my opinion, this is my opinion, this is my opinion. But all right. Thank you guys so much for coming to hang out. If you're new, welcome. If you had fun, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the bell icon, set your notifications to all. That way you never miss another notification when I go live or when I post my next video. If you aren't getting YouTube notifications, I do have a Discord that when I go live or I post a video, it does automatically post in there. So that way you don't miss anything. Because I know YouTube notifications are not the best. I am terrible at being on the Discord, I'm not going to lie, but there are some people who are in there and they are very fun and they will talk to you. And every once in a while, I finally actually get in there and I say things. So feel free to join the Discord. So that way you do get actual notifications if YouTube's not giving them to you. But other than that, I think that is everything. I hope everybody has a great rest of the week. And I will see you guys all in my next video or in my next stream on Tuesday. All right. Bye, everybody.